Well, we're good to go, ready when you are.
Okay, well I'll just run this through the barrel.
Okay.
So there's nothing in there. First time I actually looked in it.
Okay.
Looks good. Cool. Okay. So these first ones
Yep.
will shoot a mag length with 42 grains. Didn't mess anything up. Are you ready?
Ready.
Go. Go for the bottom one.
Okay. So you got one tall
One
of
tall.
bottom right.
That could be messing up my cheek right either side of it. We'll just do
Yep.
another 2 shots in exactly the same thing.
Okay.
See what we get.
Is that hole in hole?
Well, it might be. I've only got 20 power, so I haven't got a lot of.
Well, I think it was.
You right?
Yep, ready. Bottom right, sorry, low and right of your shot, so by 1.
We'll do a 5-shot group and then we'll clean it.
Okay. Touching to the right.
That's touching that second one, is it?
Yes, it is.
Interesting. It's all settling down, but let's see where 5 shots go.
Yep. Top, directly above those.
Okay, so it's a bit of movement. That's everything settling in, I think.
Yep.
Not terrible. Okay, so that's 5. We'll do a clean.
Okay. Directly underneath, 6 o'clock, half target low. 2 o'clock, 4 inches from the edge. And we heard it. At 8 o'clock, 3 inches left edge.
Yeah, I corrected my clamp then.
Okay.
Up a little bit.
Good solid hits, aren't they?
Yeah, oh, they've got some whack to them, these
Yeah.
little fellas, for sure.
Ready? 10 o'clock, 3 inches left edge.
Nice big ring, isn't it?
Yeah, a decent gong. Yeah. 8:30, 3 inches left edge of plate. Left edge.
Okay, I'll run a couple more.
Okay.
It seems to be feeling like it's settling down a little bit.
Yep, cool.
A bit more control over everything. Let's see if we can. .3 inches left edge. A bigger bit of paint off in the top left Off
there.
that big spot inside
Yeah.
there. Oh, well, that's only just above where the last one was then.
That's right. Just on the left edge of
Top
plate.
edge, yeah, okay.
Yep.
Okay, so
It ejects.
one more. I'll just bring that across. That's obviously shooting. Well,
Our wind is picking up.
it is picking up. So
Yeah.
half minute to the left. So we'll go a tiny bit more right wind.
Yep.
3/4 minute of right wind.
Okay.
Well, actually, I'll go 1 minute because that wind is just gradually picking up.
It is. Yep.
A tiny bit high, but not too bad.
Ready. .5 inches top edge.
That was nice and central. I didn't
Yeah.
lower it quite enough. I didn't lower it.
Okay.
So that shot very well.
Yeah.
Okay, might be your turn to get down behind it, Sam.
Okay.
See if you can get
Awesome.
yourself on it.
Yep.
We'll see if you can get yourself a sight picture.
Ready.
Okay, that could shoot a tiny different height for you, but you put it in and see how it goes. Just put a bit of preload on it, all the normal bits and pieces.
Okay. You ready?
Yep. Oh, just about dead center.
Awesome. Should I have another one?
Yep, yep.
Okay.
Well, you put 3 in there. So you go.
Feels nice. Okay.
Just above it. So that's basically at 9 o'clock.
Cool.
But from your first shot, it's up at 11 o'clock from your first shot by
Okay.
about 3 to 4 inches.
We'll put another one down there and see how that goes.
Yep. Right next to it. Yeah, right next to it. Really good.
All right, mate.
So that's a 3-inch group. Well, maybe you should do one more.
Okay.
Or maybe do a 5-shot group.
Okay.
Keep going with those. Make sure you're not changing powders. I've got a different.
Oh, okay, I went there.
No, you're fine. They're all 42 grains. There's 43 grains at the end there. So same shot with that.
I'll check my can. I got a bit off. There you go.
I think.
In that spot?
No, it's right. I think that was at 12 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
Was there one at 12 o'clock 2 inches from the top?
No.
Okay, that's where there's one now there.
Okay.
So that one was high.
Okay. One more.
Yeah, one more. That's right next to it. That's 1 inch off that first shot.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, off that shot you just did.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's interesting. It's a different spot,
Yeah.
but settling down.
Toe. 12 o'clock, quarter of a target, toe. I'm not sure where.
I think I saw something sharp amongst your group.
Okay. Another one on there, we'll see. Right, 4 o'clock, 3 inches right plate.
Okay, that's where I'm holding that bottom corner so you can see it.
Okay, yep, good plan.
I'll put another one down there.
Okay. Oh, just underneath. 6 o'clock, just underneath.
Okay,
You're holding too far.
Yeah. Okay, so what we'll try now, just checking everything. These are mag lengths, so these are back at 2840.
Okay. Yeah, 3 o'clock, 3 inches right edge.
That's about where it should have been.
Okay, cool.
Oh well, what I'll do is actually put in.
Yeah.
There we go. Did it go in? Yep. Back in.
Oh, rightio.
So we'll put in 4 in the magazine.
Yep.
These are, like I said, mag length.
Yep. Okay.
So we'll get on here and see what we can do as a rapid fire thing.
Okay, ready.
The wind looks like it's dying.
Yeah, it does actually, doesn't it? Hit. And I'm not sure where all those went. We got a lot of hits on plate now. We knocked off a fair bit more paint though.
Okay, cool. Well, that worked nicely.
Yeah.
1,080 yards. That's easy to hold and point.
Yeah.
The scope is, you know, it's doing it. It's it is what it is, a budget scope, but it's working properly.
Yeah, that's the main thing. That's what we need.
Well, we've only had a couple of misses down there at 1,000.
I know. It's getting hard to see where they went.
Yeah. Well, that's good testing.
Yeah.
Okay, today we're out with this little 6.5 Creedmoor budget build. It's a barreled action in Howa 1500, 24-inch barrel, sitting in a little Boyd stock. Harris bipod, one of our muzzle brakes, Sightron S-TAC scope, bits and pieces. I'll link to a video that goes through and explains all the bits and pieces and what we had to do to put it together. I've basically gone through and put it together. So what that means is I essentially glass bedded the stock, used some little aluminium pillars. I just spun up some little aluminium pillars to put in there, put them in the stock, glass bedded, really just glass bedded the fore end. Being a wood stock, the way the back comes up is nice and really doesn't need a lot of work. But a very simple, very basic job. Fitted up my muzzle brake. As I said, I got the barrel threaded at the actual where we bought it. Put on one of my muzzle brakes. Doesn't need to be one of mine, but just a muzzle brake to make it shoot properly. I'm trying to set up a proper ELR system. I've got a little cheap bubble level on top here, so it's basically got all the bits and pieces. I'm running the Night Force 20 MOA rail on a Night Force 20 MOA set of rings on a 20 MOA rail, and I've almost got where I want in the way of scope. I've got essentially 72 usable minutes out of the scope. I want to get more. We want to get the full 80. I'll actually shim this a little bit, which I'll go through later on, but I'll get it all up there. But at the moment it's zeroed, which we went through and ran the barrel in and went through our normal process, which is essentially clean the barrel, shoot one, clean the barrel again, make sure there's nothing weird after the first shot. It was very good straight away. We shot another 3 and then cleaned the barrel again. All very good, clean like it's supposed to. Went through another 3 and then did 5. So essentially a very quick process. We'd shot no more than the 12 rounds to get that basically done and cleaned with basically I'm using a very simple gun oil, which I'm using Bistoli, patches, running a wet one through, running a couple of dry ones through, nice and simple, come up really well, and cleaning like it was supposed to. Came on like a modern barrel tends to. Over here, while we're doing that process, we brought it onto target, basically got to where I shoot in the middle of this page here. Over here, before we'd finish our zeroing, we're close enough to do a little group. Not awesome, still just under 1 MOA. This square is that they are 1 MOA graduations everywhere. You see this is slightly smaller than it. There's actually 2 shots through one hole, 2 shots touching, one over here. Really little things settling down, what I tend to find in a wood stock until it's been shot a little while and actually settled itself in. There'll tend to be a little bit of movement, but coming on nicely for something that's brand new. And that would be, the last one of that group was shot 12 for this rifle. Okay, so then we've actually come out to 1,000 yards. We set up a target. Rough distance is actually 1,080 yards. Used what I'd done essentially, I'd loaded 50 rounds. Now being through and doing that, I had done my research. I know that any normal magazine bottom metal I'm going to get in here is going to be run a maximum length of 2.880. So 2.8 inches, 2 inches 880 thou, however you want to say that, but 2.880. And so I've loaded some of the rounds at that length. Then I also loaded some rounds at the full length of running with just 10 thou jump. So essentially, when I measured all this, that came to where I was running 2.940. So 2 inches, 940 thou was what I found was the full length of running 140 grain Burger hybrid. That was my full length with running 10 thou jump. The next thing I did was go through, work out roughly what powder what powder pressures, what powder loads I expected to run. Now I'm going to push the boundaries. I'm going to be up there in the top end of things. So my decision was to go through and run what I thought was going to be a safe high pressure round, which I don't normally share. For this build I will go through and share, and that's where I'll stop. But essentially I ran basically most of these at 42 grains, as I figured that was going to be nice and safe. There's a chance when you do that you're going to come out and you're going to shoot it, the pressure's going to be too high with the first one, and you're going to be home taking bullets back out and reloading. I'll tend to, out of saving time, I'll tend to take that little step, take that risk. So 42 grains, it was fine. The last 10 rounds I did at 43 grains as to probably where I expect to end up, and check pressures. You come and have a look at what I'm looking at, not in the way of firing, but that's essentially what I was looking at. All these 40 here are all at 42 grains. Some of them, these 15 over this side here, were at mag length. These ones were at full length, and over here are the 43 grains. Really no issues with the 43 grains. We've got a moderate increase in speed, all working nicely on that split. What I've done with that, I'm then, you see I've got no chronograph, I'm not setting it up with a chronograph, I'm shooting it out of that distance and then using calculations to give myself a speed. I have got a chronograph, we could do that, and with load development for the people who are going down that road, absolutely the right way to do it. For me, I'm grouping and seeing what I'm getting, and I'm breaking in the rifle, I'm getting everything working, it's working nicely. We'll go down there and show you, we've got video to show you. There is 20 odd hits at 1,080 yards. Was very quick onto it. The data, my guess was for, now I've forgotten what I guessed, 1750 I think was what I was guessing at. Well actually I guessed 1750 and gave myself a correction, which meant that in this weather I was expecting to shoot 1747 feet per second was my muzzle velocity. I guessed right. So we'll fine tune that. I'll go through the rest of the details. I use my data. All I've done is the basics of it. I've written down what I've recorded in the way of what I saw out of that. I'll go through and fill the rest of this in, and I'll go through and analyse that and figure out where it actually came to properly when I put all my proper weather conditions in. But from what I guessed I was going to see to what I actually saw, yeah, well, let's say I was a lucky guess. Might have done it a few times. But that showed me that I was running 1740. I haven't done the maths. It looks like we're more in around the 2,800 feet per second is what we were seeing, with 140 grain burgers running the 43 grains, but it was up a bit faster still. But as I'd say, down there, very happy with what we saw there. We then did a little play. There's another 15 rounds we spent shooting over at a guess distance we've shot here before. Pretty sure it was 1,380. It was 1,380, 1,390 yards, just to see how sort of consistent was out there. And both myself and Sam shot very consistently out there. So listen, come together really nicely. There's a bit more settling down to do. There's the scope did what it was supposed to do. It is just a little 50mm cheap S-TAC scope, Sightron scope, but in the way of dialing, it came in nice and consistently. I've wound down, wound back up, it's been back on there, it's working nicely. Glass quality, we've got a really cloudy, not so good to vision day, still fine out there at 1,000 and out there at 1,400 yards, fine on that side of things. The reticle I like in the way it worked. The cheek rest has come up nicely. There's some other bits and pieces to do, but it's coming together really well. Alright, we'll go down to target and show you a bit closer so we can look at that sort of stuff. There certainly was one row of 3 shots that Sam, the cameraman there, shot that was 3 shots in a 4-inch group out there, or a 4 or 5-inch group out there at 1,000 yards in the first day. Probably shot number for the actual rifle, shot number somewhere around 30, so shot very nicely. A little bit off after that, a little bit of movement in the stock, but shooting really well. And we'll, like I said, we'll go down and show you that, and we'll also verify the distance for the MOA we're shooting out of the longer stuff when we go down and measure it. Here we are down target. Now this is 1,080 yards, and you can see a bit of getting onto it, a bit of sorting it out, making sense of it. There's a little group through the middle here where Sam was shooting. Got a nice little 3 or 4 inch group there. We haven't really got much to measure. These two up here, one after the other, was whether that's a little bit of eyepiece setup and that sort of stuff. We really haven't been enough through the gun to really settle it down and get everything very comfortable. But it's working, it's starting to get there. Shot really nicely, and as you can see, even some of these are the rapid fire side of things. So certainly very capable. Is only 1,080 yards, and we're really setting up to shoot ELR, so we're setting up to shoot 1,500, 2,000. But this is a good starting point and gives us good data.